has been the up and down series of my life. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones, there's some amazing ones, and then there's some downright pieces of shit. So, Final Fantasy 15 is actually coming out relatively soon, I think. We're looking at like that late 2015 or early 2016 release date. So let's discuss 5 reasons as to why this series might be getting back on the right track. The 5th reason, tone. Final Fantasy hasn't shunned away from adult themes, but more than often they felt kind of pushed to the side because of this awful amount of dialogue or weak character development. Final Fantasy 13 has to be the biggest culprit, but as much as I love Final Fantasy 12, it also had some character development, and it also felt a bit off in tone. This one feels darker. You can feel this gloomy atmosphere in the trailer, but it also feels alive and fresh in the open gameplay, and the fact that your teammates seem kind of like a brotherhood or a family just makes it more exciting. I think the tone will be a big change for this, and I feel like they're making it more for the adults this time with the amount of gore or blood that's shown in the trailers, and more of the we're not just so happy to be teammates like a Naruto anime. It just feels more like an adult game, I hope. And if I'm wrong, come back to this video and tell me I was wrong. The 4th reasons are towns are back. Listen, I think people care too much about shit that I really don't give a fuck about in RPGs. I didn't care that towns were in Final Fantasy 13. Hell, that was the least of its problems. I don't even particularly like going to towns with a bunch of nobody who gives a shit NPCs to get side quests and equip new items in each and every goddamn shop and gotta travel around, waste an extra 10 minutes of my life. But if it's all in one spot, I love it a lot more. Regardless though, old fans, or old school fans, I'm sorry, not old fans because I'm old now too, but old school fans are extremely excited to hear that there will be towns in this game and they're going to be huge. So yay! Cheers! The 3rd reason, freedom. I love the fact we can travel around big lands in a damn car. I mean, that's pretty much pimping, you know? Looks like they might have this kind of Monster Hunter type design. Huge monsters in the open, tackling them, beating them down, taking them. Maybe we'll gain some extra XP, or we'll have like these major, you gotta like locate these monsters and hunt them down. I mean, I love this idea, and it gives you more of a freedom instead of just going down a corridor and, you know, just seeing another cutscene. I like the idea of spending hours hunting monsters, because that was one of my favorite things in Final Fantasy 12. So something like that freedom of doing what I freaking want to do and have fun instead of just watching the next cutscene is definitely a big old plus. Number 2 is combat. Some seem to be a bit concerned that it's all this one button thing that they got going on. I just care if it's A, fun, and B, cinematic. Watching cool ass moves being done like in the CGI trailers for these games would be amazing. Listen people, listen up a little closer here. Get the stuff out of here. You ready? Batman, the beautiful game that they are with the combat system, is basically a one-button game, but it relies on timing. It makes a world of difference, and Final Fantasy 15 might do the same, and that's all that matters. We'll have to see, but regardless, it's making me excited to actually give this game a chance versus just watching another turn-based, and I do love turn-based, but I think we've had enough of that for a while. The biggest reason this game might be amazing, it's not Final Fantasy 13. It has nothing to do with this universe. You might find this a joke, but it's really not. Final Fantasy 13 was solid enough. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was good. 13-2, It was much better combat. That's the only reason I played that game. But shitty ass story, even worse than the first one. Final Fantasy 13 Part 3 was such a pile of shit that I told myself never to pick anything up that had to do with that world. Final Fantasy 15 was originally Final Fantasy 13 Versus. It seemed even Square knows that this series is a complete pile of poopy-doopoo. So they took away the Versus name, and now we got Final Fantasy 15. This is a good thing, people, because we're not going to be in that shitty fucking world that Square has convoluted and made into a mess. Just a big old mess. So that's a good thing. So those are my top 5 reasons why I'm really excited for Final Fantasy 15 and why I think it might be an amazing Final Fantasy and back on the right track. List your 5 reasons why you're excited, or list some reasons why you're not excited. This is all up in the air right now because we've only seen gameplay, but we'll all get a chance to play this on March 17th, I believe, when Final Fantasy 0, right? Type 0 comes out. I pre-ordered my copy. I'm excited to play that game, but I'm more excited to play the Versus demo. Oh shit, I'm sorry, the 15th demo, and give my impressions. So, look out on this channel for my impressions, but till then, do you agree or disagree? Whitey out.
貌似的。